How's it going? Today we're going to be taking a look at how I put together my Dropshot box and Ned rig box for the year. We're going to start off just going right over. This is a Plano box. Get them at any store there. Walmart, Dick's, Sporting Goods, any of that sort of stuff. They're not sponsored, but it's a good one. It's got that waterproof seal in it. I really like it. Keeps your tackle from rusting. So what we're going to be doing is showing you how I store all my different hooks. There's a bunch of Hayabusas we're going to be putting in there today. We have our Eco Pro Tungsten Dropshot weights. So I'm going to go step by step through it. I'll show you exactly how I set it all up. And then if you have any questions, you can shoot me a message, or if there's any other boxes that you want to see me putting together, I'm going to do a couple of these videos over the next few weeks here as I get my tackle ready for 2020. So let's go. All right, so here we got our Plano. It's a 3700. We have already cut these inserts out. They're from last year. I'm gonna put them back in here after we're done, but what I like to do is first is take them all out. I take a paper towel, I'll just wipe this all clean. I've already done that for the most part. Just a little bit of dust still in there, but I just want to make sure there's no rust or anything of that sort. And then what I want to do for my Dropshot weights here, you can see I have some from last year, some new ones here we're going to be putting in. So with the weight of these in the hard plastic, I typically don't like doing that. What I'll do is I'll take this here. It's just some like packing material. It's just like foam. It's a little bit soft. And I'll cut a strip of that out. And what that does is it gives it a little less impact when it's in my Plano here itself. So here's a piece I had already cut. So you'll place that in there. And I just got a thin little strip. It's just enough to make it fit. And then I'll take my inserts here. Make sure when you cut them out when you first get them, some say middle, some say front, back. It just makes them fit a little better. So I'm going to put them in for each slot here because I'll be running between as small as a 16th, 8th, 3/16, kind of just work my way up there until I get to my 1/2 and 3/8, which I use probably the most, especially when I'm smallmouth fishing. I do use the 1/4 ounce a bunch too, but it just depends on where you're fishing and what you like to use. So I'm going to quick throw these back in here. I'm going to spread them out because I'll put hooks down here then. Up here are just the weights. So bear with me for a second. Almost there. All right. And what I also like about putting these little cuts or a piece of foam in here that I cut out after I put these in is that holds them down. So I had tried it previously where just taking these foam, cutting it out, and putting it in there. Then they end up flopping around all over. So this actually holds it in place. So let's see, we got, these were 1/2 ounces here. There's some from last year. So I'll put them in there. And you can see it just kind of deadens the blow. So when it's bouncing around the box, you don't get any damage to your tungsten. Doesn't lose all of its color. Doesn't break off your swivels. So I'll put all those in there. There's some 3/8. And we'll fill out the rest of it. Here's some smaller ones. These are the 1/8 ounce. Got some 1/8 ounce ones. And then I'll fill out my 3/16 1/4 and the other ones when we go through this box here. Got a bunch of them I gotta sort through and see what we got, what we need to replace. So from there, then I'm gonna go on, I'll put my Dropshot weights, and then I'll do my Dropshot hooks, and then I'll do my Ned rig heads, which are the brush easies that I like to use by Hayabusa. I'm going to show you exactly how I like to set all this up. So first I'm going to do the Dropshot weights, which you can see there. That's the Finesse Dropshot. It's the HD version. So it's got a thicker wire in there. Really great hook. It came out this past summer. So I got them in a size 1, 1/0, and a 2/0. And then I'm going to also get a size 2 and just their normal Finesse Dropshot, not the HD version. It's a little thinner. This kind of penetrates a little better. But I like fishing all these, especially when I'm fishing for big smallmouth. So let's start here. I'm going to take this will be an example because these ones come in 4 per pack. And with the way the cardboard sets up in here, it kind of makes it pretty big to put this whole piece in here. So I'm going to show you exactly how I like to kind of confine these and make them a little smaller. So first I'm going to take this scissors here and cut off the top tag where they hang it at the store. I'll throw that out. I'm going to open it up here and take the whole Hayabusa card out. And I like to keep part of it, but there's a lot of extra here that you don't need when you're storing them. So I'll take this, cut it off there, and then I also cut it off right here. So it still has all my information that I need. It shows me it's FPP, straight, 2-aught, and whatnot. But it's real small and thin. But we still have that original packaging it came in. And I'll push it in and put my hooks in there. Take this. I like to slide this in. I like to keep the information on the front, put the hooks in the back. And you'll see there, it's upside down, but it doesn't really matter. It'll be just sitting in there either way. But then I also like to take my extra one here, where I'm going to have it so I can make sure I have plenty of hooks in the boat, in the box at once. Take them out. This, I'll just throw that whole piece away. I'll take these 4. I like to carry at least 8 of every size. Sometimes I'll carry more if I know I'm going to be breaking off, like especially here with the Dropshot. I know a lot of times I'll be throwing them, say, in brush piles or something like that. And you'll get hung up a bunch. But kind of fold that up. I'll crease this. And then I got my size 2s. My 2Os are there. And then, let's see what else we got. Here's my 1Os. I'll do the same thing here. I'll take this out. I'm not going to go through it all again, but I'll cut it off, make it just like this. And what that does is just, it really packs into your box a lot nicer. So I'm going to do that with these, my Dropshot weights, Dropshot hooks, I mean, sorry about that, Hayabusa. I'm going to do that later. We'll, I won't bore you with that, but it gives you an idea how I like to set them up. So I'm going to put all my straight shank for Dropshot and little finesse worms. Then I'll put my Dropshot that are the kind of like where you nose hook it. I'll have them in this area. And I'll show you this all once it's done as well, when it's all clean at the end. So next I'm going to take my Brush Easies, which are one of my favorite jig heads. I'm sure you've seen them being used by me in the past, but what I like to do is same thing. You'll see they come with a 3-pack in them. And this is the newest one. It's the 1/0 1/10 ounce, so it's a little bit heavier than most of their other jig heads, which is nice. It's got a bigger hook in it, so I like using that on my that Z-Man TRD. Just it holds it real well. But these ones are nice because in the package they come in their own little sleeve. So then, let's see, that's 16th ounce. I cut some of these up earlier, getting ready. These are right here. So we're gonna take them, and these ones got in front of it a little bit, but I'll take the package, and I like to leave them right in there. That way, when I push these in, I can just pull a whole sleeve out. And if I know I'm fishing an Ed rig, I'll take this whole pack out, stick it right in your pocket. You'll have your hooks, but they won't be hooking you with being in this protective. And what this also does is lets you not worry about if you get a tiny bit of water in there, say it rained a little bit, your hooks aren't going to just all go and start rusting up on you. So I'm going to take these, same deal. I'm going to put them in here. I'll have different sizes depending on what they are. I'll also use these. They're the special Wacky wire guard. It's a 922 WG. These I throw a Wacky rig Senko on a lot of times. And I like to keep them with my Dropshot stuff and Ed rig stuff. It's just a real finesse box all together. So the other thing I like to do, let's see, I don't know if I have one right. An example. When you're buying things throughout the year, they come with those little like absorption packets. I like to take these and throw a couple in there, especially where your hooks are. Just two or three in there, and it just keeps everything extra dry so you don't have to worry about it getting all wet in there. And then these you can just take them, throw them out. You can even buy them, I believe, at Michael's and little arts and craft stores like that. So that's how I like to set up my Dropshot box with my Ned rigs and my Wacky rig hooks. So if there's any questions on this, shoot me a message. I'll go over the box once I have it done here one more time. I'll show you a quick little setup of it, just so you know exactly how it all settles together. So thanks for watching, and please subscribe. All right, so we're working on finishing up our Dropshot Ned rig box here. So I'm just kind of rewriting on here the different sizes that I've been using from this past year. They get a little worn off occasionally, but and some things actually changed. So I used to have weights down here, but kind of streamlining my Dropshot and Ned rig box. I'm going to make it just for those two, so it covers everything and keeps them in there perfect. So here's a clean look at my box. It's all Eco Pro Tungsten and Hayabusa hooks. You can see go up from an 1/8 ounce, 3/16, a quarter, 3/8 and a half, and then I have the FPP strengths Hayabusa hooks here. They're 1/0 and a 2/0, and I showed you how to cut them down. These are my actual like Dropshot with like when you nose hook it for smallmouth. Got those two. Got them here. Got our brush easies for throwing a Ned rig. There's my the new one here. That's my favorite. The 1/0, 1/10 ounce brush easy. They got the weedless monofilament guards on them. We got some Wacky rigging hooks. It's gonna be nice and clean. And the last thing I want to throw in there is, where'd she go? Got a whole mess over here. Here we go. Wacky rig tool. Perfect. Put it in, lock it all down. We're gonna be ready to go for next year. So thanks for watching, and if you have a box that you want to be seen built that I do, it can be crankbaits, jigs, whatever, let me know, and I'll make sure I make a video on that one next.